Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and a very warm welcome to you all to the Film and Music Show on none other than the brilliant USA Global TV and Radio, and a warm welcome to our viewers on Facebook, Instagram, and of course on YouTube and LinkedIn, of course, yeah. So for today, I'm so happy. I really am so happy because we really enjoyed having this wonderful guest. We enjoyed interviewing her. She is absolutely phenomenal. She's an artist, performer, and has been highly regarded as a vocal genius. She has already had an interview here on the Film and Music Show, and it was so successful. We had people coming in, writing in saying, we want to see Angie Lang again. So here she is. She's taking a break from her busy schedule. Her name is Angie Lang, and the Film and Music Show are very happy to bring her through. Hey, Angie.
Hey, hi.
Look at you looking so full of sunshine. You're always sunshine. You're always such a sunny, uplifting person.
Thank you. I try to be.
You certainly are. So, Angie, for the viewers that didn't see your first interview, and maybe they need a little bit of reminding for the ones that have, can you share with our audience what you do? And let's just go from there.
Yeah, sure. So I perform a tribute to Celine Dion, amongst other things. That's one of my shows. So I bring all of her beautiful music, and just to try and remember the beautiful music that she's made over many, many decades. So there's so many songs to choose from, and it's a real pleasure to be able to bring that show to. She has such a huge following, a massive fan base. So it's a real pleasure being able to perform that. The real beautiful ballads, the power ballads. That's what I love. So that's one of the shows I perform. Over the years, I've done many, many different shows. I've always veered towards the power ballad stuff. So the powerful vocals. So I've always veered towards, like another show I do is like a diva show. So it'll be songs like classic songs from all of the beautiful divas that we've had throughout the years. Shirley Bassey, obviously Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, Barbara Streisand, those types of people. So those types of songs. So that's the two shows that I'm performing at the moment, which are I'm just loving all of them. But as I say, through the years, I've done a lot of different things. I've done a lot of different tribute shows, and whichever seemed to be popular at the time, you know.
Well, it sounds absolutely fantastic. Angie, as with all our guests, what we do, we're going to hop in a time machine. So we're just going to jump into that time machine. You choose what colors you want to be emanating out this time machine. And we're going back to the point where your heart first opened to singing.
Oh, lovely.
We're here.
Yeah,
we've
I
arrived.
was very, very well. Pretty much. As soon as I was born, I was performing, singing, and dancing. Pretty much, so I'm told by my mum. But yeah, we're a family of performers, so it was just a natural thing. As soon as I at the age of 2, my mum put me into dance classes. So, and I just kind of, I don't know, just loved it, loved performing. I was a very shy child, but as soon as I was on the stage, then everything changed. It like took on a whole new persona kind of thing. So I think that's why I loved it so much, because I don't know, you could just be whoever you wanted to be. I could be Barbara Streisand for that day, you know. So I think that's why I loved it so much. It was like playing, you know. So yeah, so I was 2 when I first started dancing, and then they put me on stage at the age of 4. So dancing and performing and singing as well, but the singing didn't really come in as like the foot that was in the background. The singing sort of came in around the age of 12. So I started wanting to sing a bit more around the age of 12, and then I was cast in several productions, you know, like musicals. I was cast and gradually worked my way up to being the.
We seem to have just had a little bit of a lost in transmission, but Angie will be back with us very shortly. What I'm going to say, viewers, is please do, if anyone wants to come onto the Film and Music Show, please do go onto usaglobaltv.com/book your session and go on there, and you can see the show tile for the Film and Music Show. At the moment, we do have spaces available from the end of November, December. So please do, if you know any friends that you wish to let them share, please do come along. In fact, here we go. Our producer, Dr. Jacqueline, and the Chief of Operations of USA Global TV and Radio is now showing us. Where we can see where it says home shows, welcome home to a global community, because we are a community. We stand for hope, inspiration, and brand awareness, and sharing your story. So we have here, book your session. As we now tab down, there you go. The Film and Music Show, there it says, and it says book your session. It does say, however, it will say 1 p.m, I think, or 2 p.m, because 5 hours difference, especially for the UK. So you have to take in consideration. So normally the Film and Music Show is broadcasted at 8 p.m. on Thursdays. Today, however, we're doing a special with the lovely Angie Lang, and here she is. She's come back. Woohoo!
Hey, I lost you.
Well, do you know what, Angie? I think that time machine was saying, okay, it's nice for you to be here, but come on, hon. We need to go. We need to jump into that time machine and bring myself forward to the present and into the future.
Oh, did you hear any of what you said?
Yes.
You probably did. Did you hear any of it? Yeah.
We got to when you were talking about when you were 12 years old, then you got into singing.
Okay.
And then you did a few musicals.
Yeah.
And that's where you got to, and then transmission was lost.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
we
was
carry on.
Once
I
was cast in the musicals, then it was I decided, I wanted to be a singer. So that's where it sort of took off on the singing side. Wow.
And just at that point still, because I don't want to give into the time machine, I just want it to, in the way that who of all the singers and voices that you have mastered, which of the voices was the first one that you felt so resonated with you?
I think that I say there's 2. Initially Barbara Streisand. I think I was obsessed with her as a young girl. Still am. I think she's amazing. Still am. And I wanted to be able to sing like she did, and I guess that's why I just kept practicing as much as I did, because I wanted to sing the songs that she sang, and very difficult. So it took a lot of practice to kind of get those notes, and then the other one was Karen Carpenter, which is complete contrast with her very deep tones, the Karen Carpenter voice.
That certainly is. It really is. I mean, going from that. So for our viewers, Angie, can you explain the tone of Barbara to the tone of Karen Carpenter? So if we were for you to explain it and then demonstrate it, if that's okay.
Oh, demonstrate.
Oh, yeah, demonstrate it.
So Barbara, okay, let's start with Barbara. So how do you explain? It's very difficult. So Barbara's tone is obviously her range is much higher. So she can probably hit much higher notes than Karen Carpenter could. But they're both amazing in their separate ways. But Barbara, I guess, was probably known for, again, her power ballads. So it was very powerful vocals and obviously reaching those really top notes. And then the Carpenters, Karen Carpenter, her voice was, I call it velvet. So her voice was like a beautiful chocolatey velvet warming sound. So she wouldn't hit the very high notes, but she had this beautiful warm kind of velvet feel about it. Just made you go all gooey when you heard her voice, if that makes any explanation.
Yes, it does. And can you demonstrate?
Demonstrate, okay.
Yeah, you choose. I mean, you don't have to sing the whole song, but just the point of the difference of the two vocal axes.
Let's think of a Babs song then. So she did one of her songs. I think it was from Funny Girl. I'm sure it was one of the musicals. It was Don't Rain on My Parade. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry if I'm wrong, but I'm sure it was.
No, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was very kind of dramatic and very powerful. So she would sing, she would say, don't tell me not to sing, just sit and potter. Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. So that's a kind of Barbara noise.
Wow, that's impressive. That's loud.
It's loud.
Yeah.
Karen Carpenter was more like, why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? So she's kind of more mellow, more chilled out.
Yeah. That's incredible that you can go from that voice, because I'm a teacher, a vocal teacher, which I do part-time, and it's phenomenal the way that Barbara uses her chest voice and her head voice. So she puts it at a mixed register, and it's so powerful. And you have that, Angie. And then you've got the lovely Karen Carpenter. That's more of her alto, her more rich, her rich chest and lower chest voice. It's powerful.
Absolutely.
And then I've heard a little bird. You're touring. You have two shows that you're touring with. One that was the phenomenal Celine Dion. You've mastered the Angie Lang through Celine Dion, not being a literal carbon copy of Celine Dion,
I'm
but
not
retaining your own.
Sound alike. I'm just kind of bringing her music in my interpretation. Yeah.
So with Celine Dion, can you share your journey? Because you are a Celine Dion tribute. Therefore, what was your journey? What was the first song you learned of Celine? And what was the difficult? Yeah.
Wow. What was the first song I learned of Celine? Now that's a question. So I've been performing the Celine show for, I'm trying to think how long now. It's got to be like a good 8 to 9 years. So I wonder what the first one was. Now I'll take a wild guess that it probably was My Heart Will Go On, the Titanic one. Probably because I was probably putting that song into my other shows anyway. So I would take a wild guess that was probably the first one that I learned of hers. But then when you hear her other songs, some of them that aren't even, most people, unless you're a fan, you probably would never have heard of them before. But I mean, that song made her famous, but that song is nothing in comparison to the other songs that she's produced. Just beautiful stuff she's done.
That's incredible. I mean, that Heart That Goes On, I loved that song when it first came along, but it was played to death.
Overplayed.
Literally. It was played to death. I'm wondering, Angie, have you been asked to play at weddings?
Yes,
Have you
yes,
done any
I've performed
weddings?
weddings. Yeah, I've done many weddings in the past. Yeah, those are lovely.
And what is the most chosen song for the
Do you know
wedding?
the most in a mixture of music or Celine's?
Let's say Celine and a mixture of music. Both.
Okay, so
Yeah.
a mixture of music is Shania Twain's "You're Still the One." That's
Oh,
really
yes.
popular as the first dance. I don't know what I mean. It's a beautiful song, but it's just asked for over and over again. Yeah. And then Celine, probably Because You Love Me, I'd say. Yeah.
Oh,
I'd
that's
say
a
that's the
beautiful
one
song.
that they choose. Yeah.
Was that song that Celine Dion, Because You Love Me, was that dedicated to her late husband? Is it
No, that was
Tommy?
no, that was she did that one quite a few years ago. It was a theme tune to the movie Up Close and Personal with it was Michelle Pfeiffer and Robert Redford, I think it was. Yeah,
Yes.
she's done quite a lot of theme tunes for movies, has Celine. She did Beauty and the Beast.
Yes,
Titanic,
yes,
you know.
she did. And she also did, which she doesn't like to be reminded of it. She was in the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yes.
She was.
I know. But that kind of catapulted her, you know. That was the little step up to catapult her to superstardom, you know.
Oh, absolutely. And it's people of vocal genius such as you, Angie, that carries the energy and because there's not many artists that can portray Celine Dion. Not many singers, sorry, that can portray.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they are very difficult songs, very difficult. But that's the challenge, you know. I think I love a challenge. So you know, if it's like, you know, someone says, "Oh, can you sing that song?" And I'm like, "Oof, yes." I'm going to say yes because I'm going to just do it until I can absolutely do it properly. You know, the first few goes are very. You would never want anyone to hear your first rehearsals of those songs.
Well, I think you're incredible. In fact, before we go on to talk about what you're doing presently and for 2025 as well, I just want to throw up because I find you're a vocal genius. I'm just going to say,
I love that title.
I'm just going to say Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
What, you want me to sing?
Yeah.
You want me to sing?
I'm just going to throw some singers to you, and you don't have to sing at all. But this is your vocal genius. This is you expressing. Fabulous.
I'm like a chameleon. I'm a chameleon.
That's it.
All right, Whitney. Oh, let's do one of my favorites. Okay. Share my love, take me for what I am. 'Cause I'll never change all my colors for you. Beautiful song.
Love that is stunning.
From the movie, from that movie.
Okay, I'm going to throw in, is it Diana Ross?
Diana Ross, what a diva.
Oh, she is.
She's a diva. She's probably one of the biggest divas, I would say, out of the diva show I do. She's probably one of the biggest ones. All right, let's do it. Diana Ross. I've gone blank. Let me think. Okay. This is a song that was written for her children, so it's beautiful. It's called When You Tell Me That You Love Me.
Oh, I love this song.
I want to call the stars down from the sky. I want to live a day that never dies. I want to change the world only for you. All the impossible I want to do. Oh, it's so nice.
Oh, Angie, to say that it's just been on the spot, and I know that as a vocalist you warm up and everything for your shows and that, but on the spur of the moment, it's incredible. Well, anyway, it seems like you do.
Wow.
But here we have your. Well, let's look at your website. Let's have a look at your website. So it's going to so that you can. Yeah, exactly. We can go through what your website.
I think that's my
there's your Facebook, which is really good for everyone to. Please do click Angie.
This is a mixture of things. Yeah, my Facebook there, Angie Lang, is like a mixture of all the different shows that I do, and there's quite a lot of videos on there, a lot of footage. So that's the mixture one.
Oh my gosh, live in concert. I mean, look how powerful your photos are. Oh, I love that one. I love that dress. You just sit, you know,
my princess ball gown.
Oh, you certainly do look like a princess there. Love the hair as well. So did you design your website, the branding?
A very good friend of mine designed the website for me. Actually a mutual friend of ours.
Oh, is that Dexy? Oh my goodness. Dexy's been on the show actually, who was for World Jenny's Day that we did. And
oh right, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we have to invite him. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Dexy, Queen Bee, drag queen.
Shout out to Dexy, Queen Bee, beautiful Queen Bee. Stunning.
Look at this, get your wow. So get your tickets now. UK tour. So can you tell us about your UK tour for 2024? How has it been on the road?
Yeah, it's been great. I actually really love traveling. But the one that it was quite a recent one. It was I was up in Scotland, sort of between Glasgow and Edinburgh, and then so that one was booked a long time ago, and I was asked then could I perform at Strode Theatre in Somerset, and that was going to be 2 days later. And I was driving up. I'd driven up to Scotland because I love Scotland and I wanted to kind of have another day or two up there and just enjoy and just relax up there. So I drove myself to Scotland, and then this other date came in. Could I perform at Strode Theatre in Somerset? So I was like, yeah, why not? Then no problem. I'll drive down. I drove from Scotland to Somerset. It was 7.5 hours straight. Obviously, I stopped for having a cup of coffee and a little break, but yeah. So I've been all over. I literally have been up and down the country as far as you can go. Well, almost as far as you can go in Scotland, and then almost as far to the west as you can go.
That's amazing. How do you, after driving for so long, how do you then change and re-energize to get ready for
so that's
going on the stage?
That was normally what I like to do. Is I like to get to where I'm going the night before so that I can relax and have a good night's sleep, and then the next morning I'm fresh and I can go sound check and do everything you need to do. But sometimes you can't do it. Sometimes you just have to, like for example the Somerset one, I drove down, so I literally got there around 4:00. And let me just mention the lovely Merv Coleman. This is lovely Merv Coleman that booked me for the Strode Theatre. I got there at 4:00 and sound check was 4:00, so it was like wow. But lovely Merv came and picked me up and brought me to the theatre from the hotel. And so straight into sound check, straight in. And he made me some sandwiches and some coffee. So I had a little bite to eat and some coffee. And then that was it. I had to go back to the hotel, get myself ready, and then go perform. So sometimes you just don't have any time. But you find that energy from somewhere. You just find it. And then it's like days later that you're just exhausted from it. But at the time, it's like you're on a high, you've got the anxiety, the adrenaline running,
Absolutely. And with the fact that you're such a genuine, authentic, you really come from the heart. And the fact that everyone that you meet, you connect with. So where you may have been driving and coming up with all kinds of people on the road or the motorway, you get there and you get someone like Merv, who's there with sandwiches, understanding and just supporting you.
Yeah, so it's lovely. It's so lovely.
That's wonderful.
It really is. It really was. It was. I felt very special. I felt like a superstar, being looked after. He came and picked me up and made me sandwiches.
Well, you are a superstar, Angie. No doubt. I mean, I haven't known you for that long, and Dexy introduced us and all, but honestly, there's such a super connection, and it's so genuine.
And you're beautiful. You're a beautiful soul.
it's amazing how you manage to have a role as an artist and performer, but you also have another role as well, which helps you to have your strength and stamina. Can you share with our viewers quickly? We don't have to go on to this too much. How you keep fit?
Yeah. Well, like I say, from a young age, I was a dancer, so I've always kind of danced and been fit, done as much as you can to keep yourself fit. And it is so important, more so now than ever, that you do keep yourself fit, especially when you're performing, dancing or singing, whatever. You do have to have that level of fitness about you, otherwise you just won't be able to cope with the whole thing. So I do a lot of Pilates, a lot of yoga, which I adore, and just generally try and keep myself fit as much as I can. I've learned so much over the last few years about natural health and about you are what you eat, basically. So whatever you put into your body is what your health is going to be. So I've learned a lot in the last few years about homeopathy, and herbs and spices and the foods that you introduce into your diet. To for example, turmeric is great for inflammation. So I've learned lots of things like that, and it's absolutely, I've noticed the difference from staying active, from the Pilates giving you strength with your core. It really helps with your breathing, when you've got to get a big lung full of air for that top note. And food, I would say that the food as well as the exercise is very, very important. So yeah, I've learned a lot in the last few years how to take, because I'm getting older, so I have to take even more care of myself now if I want to carry on performing like I used to.
That's true, but it's just a number. It's just a number, Angie. It really is.
This is true. It's your mindset. You're right. It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, how do you manage to, as well as you have your Pilates, how do you manage to you can't to just do a full Pilates routine just before you go on stage. It's not going to be happening, is it really? It's not. How do you prepare yourself? Let's say the curtain's getting ready, you're on theatre, you're just waiting backstage, you've got like 10 minutes. Now, so you've got 10 minutes. So what would you do in those 10 minutes and then you're on stage?
Yeah, so hopefully with only 10 minutes to go, I will have had time to have warmed up vocally. I would have done my vocal warm-ups. I do like to have some hot water and honey. So that just kind of lubricates the vocal cords. And I don't know, maybe it's all in my mind, but it kind of helps me. So I'll have some hot water with honey there. Hopefully I've already done my warm-ups. And I kind of just try to relax as much as possible. I do just the seconds before I go on stage, I do take 3 deep breaths. And I do actually say a little prayer. I do actually say, please, be with me, make sure this show goes great, make sure my vocals are on target. And, I say a little prayer before I go on. But yeah, I just try as much as I can to chill out and try not to think too much about it. Sometimes when you think about, oh my God, there's like 150 people, 400 people out there, whatever. I try not to think about it, and you just think, oh, I'm just going out, there's just friends out there, we're just going to go and have a little sing song.
Oh, I find that amazing. I really do. But let's say, so that's on a real positive side, where that you're uplifting yourself. Now, let's say you're on stage. Has there been an experience where you've been on stage and you've noticed the sound is not right, or something's happened? How did you manage? How were you aware, and how did you recover?
Oh, many times. Many times. There's been nightmare situations where you just think, oh my God, I just want the hole to open up and take me in. Yeah, there's been many times. I think one that springs to mind that was just awful was they flew me over to, it was Cyprus, I believe. So it was in the Thompson Gold hotels. And back then, this is a while ago now. So back then, all my music was on mini disc. Do you remember mini disc?
Yes, I do.
So before your
I do,
time?
yeah. No,
You do?
we're similar age. We're similar age, Angie. So
all of my tracks were on mini discs, but of course I'd have backups of mini discs and CDs and whatever else as a backup. But I wasn't using USB sticks back then. This was a while ago. So I traveled through the airport, and when I got to the hotel, we were doing a sound check. The mini disc was wiped clean. There was nothing on it. So I can only imagine going through the X-ray machines at the airport possibly wiped my mini disc clean. So I had no music, absolutely nothing. I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I said to them, okay, I've got backups. Let's try and put a show together with my backup music. And that's what we did. We kind of, chaos, managed to get things, ready. Went on stage, started to perform. So far, so good. Got to a song, and I can't remember which one it was now, but I got to a song and it was the wrong version. It was a different arrangement and it was in a different key, and I hadn't rehearsed to it or anything. So it was just, for me, it was awful. But, I'm told the audience didn't notice and they were fine about it. And, it was like, you just got to smile and carry on, which is what I did. I just did my best, smiled, carried on, and then just hoped that the next song was going to be okay, But yeah, it happens all the time, things like that happen all the time. Technical problems.
And that's about being a professional performer in the way that you don't let them know you've made a mistake. And that's just a very big example there. Angie, you're super professional. So we're going to be coming to the end soon. But before we do, can you share with our audience, with us all, what is the plans for Angie Lang for 2025?
It's very exciting. It's very exciting. So it looks like next year. I think I said in the last interview that I wanted to do the theatre tour with my band. That was what I was planning on. So that's still going to happen. That's still in the pipeline. So there'll be more theatres going forward next year. The lovely Merv, as I said before, he's going to be in charge of putting me into as many theatres as possible. Mostly it's going to be down in the west, so kind of Somerset, Devon, that sort of an area. That's where the theatres are mostly going to be. I'm also going to be performing with some other amazing vocalists. It's very exciting. I'm going to be performing some duets with some male vocalists. So they're going to be doing their tribute act. I'm not going to say who or what it is because I can't say yet, but they're going to be doing their tribute act. I'll do my Celine, and then we'll do a duet or two together to finish the show at the end of the evening. So very exciting things. Also, Warner Leisures is on the cards. We're hoping to hear back from them soon as to some dates for next year. I think I'm going to be traveling a little bit more next year.
Fabulous. It sounds so exciting. What a magical adventure. From all that you do with the Celine and the Diva, are you having any plans to release some of your own material?
Yes, absolutely. And I've been in the studio on and off with, life, it just gets in the way, doesn't it? And if I had my way, I would be in the studio every single day and get this album finished, but it just doesn't happen like that. So I've been working on some new stuff for quite a while now. So I'm really hoping that we can get that finalized by next year and then get that one out for next year. Early next year, I'm hoping. But,
and
it just takes time. These things take time, yeah.
And again, a little bird is whispering. He's going. Sorry, I'm totally crazy. So natural. But you're actually working with one of our sponsors for the Film and Music Show, LDK Barrier, who's had a few hits out there. And he's written quite a few songs and he sent them to you. So tell us about that, Angie.
Oh my God. The talent, just absolutely mind-blowing. There's one song in particular that it was literally like 4 notes in. I was like, I love this song. and it's just me to a T. It's like power ballad, and it's just beautiful. So yeah, I cannot wait to get cracking on that. That's going to be fantastic. Yeah. So I think there are a couple of songs I've heard, and they're all amazing, but that one just stands out. So I'm hoping that we get to do a lot more like that.
Well, it's going to be a very exciting up to the end of the year for 2024 for you. Have you got any Christmas engagements, parties?
I'm performing New Year's Eve, and then I think I generally don't work too much over Christmas. I generally try and enjoy the family a little bit more at Christmas time. So I think I've only got the 13th of December. That's in Bath. And then New Year's Eve, unless something else comes in, who knows, but I think I might just stick with those two for December.
Well, it's nice to be able to just rest and enjoy the festive season and everything. So Angie, I just want to say thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And being, I mean, and a whim. Like, this was just wow, someone has cancelled. Can you come along? And Angie, you're a great sport. You're super professional. You've got a big heart, and I urge everyone, please go on to Angie's website, listen to her music, book the tickets, go see her show. She's a phenomenal artist, and she's really down to earth. She really is. And looking forward to seeing you on the 9th. We're looking forward to seeing you on the 9th of November, where our lovely Chief of Operations, Dr. Jacqueline, is coming over to the UK on some big engagements, doing some book tour and a festival. But on top of that, we're all going to meet up, which will be so wonderful. So how exciting that's going to be. That's going to be wonderful. So tune in and stay in tune for that, everyone. So Angie, I just want to say thank you so much. How can our viewers reach out to you?
You can contact me through the website, thecelineproject.com, or through Facebook, or TikTok. You can just private message me on any one of those. Instagram, just send me a private message, and as soon as I get it, I'll reply.
And I know definitely you will reply, because you are there. Your heart is there. You know what? If you want to go have a drink, I mean, providing she's got time for you, come and have a drink with Angie Lang. See a show and then come and have a drink with her, because she's so down to earth. And we totally love you, Angie. And honestly, it just rounds off 2024 for us with you, Angie, because you were managed to get onto the show before 2024.
Thank you so much.
It's so important. So come back in 2025 and let us know how your adventures are going, and please do keep in contact. And I'll see you next time. Much love, Angie. Much love. Okay. Well, there you go. What a phenomenal artist, vocal genius, down to earth, and absolutely just a lovely person. And that's what it takes. If you're a lovely person in this business, you can manage to manifest and do your dreams and manifest your dreams, but at the same time, make friends along the way, make community and make friends that help and support each other. And that's what we do on USA Global TV and radio. We all are a close community. We help and support. And if you want to reach out, please do reach out. usaglobaltv.com. Have a look on the website, and maybe you'll find something on there that resonates for you. Until then, I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Audi K Barrier, for the film and music show. I want to say thank you to our producer and Chief of Operations, Dr. Jacqueline. My name is Dr. Madelenechan, and I will see you next week at the normal time, 8 p.m. UK time, the Film and Music Show on USA Global TV and Radio. Bye.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents our partner and sponsor, Mr. Philip Sykes and the British School of Excellence. Building confidence, changing lives. And now, proudly presenting The Polished Professional.
On a transformative journey with the British School of Excellence's comprehensive suite of masterclasses, crafted to elevate your professional and personal life. 8 outstanding modules will elevate you to the next level. Module 1, Exploring Life's Purpose, delves into the depths of self-discovery, guiding you to chart your unique path to fulfillment and success. Module 2, Mastering Professional Presence and Confidence. This masterclass is a deep dive into the art of self-assurance and commanding presence, which is essential for standing out in today's competitive landscape. Module 3, Learn the Secrets of Visual Impact, how to curate a personal style that amplifies your professional brand. Module 4, Mastering Professional Etiquette and Communication Excellence, navigating the nuances of corporate interaction with grace and tact. Module 5, Elegance in Eloquence. We impart powerful techniques to captivate and persuade any audience with your oratory skills. Module 6, Unlock the potential of your emotional intelligence, EQ, and harness the ability to connect, empathize, and lead with emotional savvy. Module 7, Mastering DISC, building a gateway to understanding behavioral styles, fostering better personal and professional relationships. Module 8, Mastery in Dining Etiquette, building your confidence to perfect the subtleties of dining with finesse, enhancing your social savviness at any table. Step into the Polished Professional program where poise, elegance, and excellence aren't just taught, they're instilled for life. Join us to redefine your potential and polish your professional edge.
To learn more, go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. The British School of Excellence are investors in people. Let us invest in you.